Okay, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy again. Today I'm gonna go through a real quick rundown on how to get a little bit better vocals in your mix. This is really a quick and short way of doing it. Don't look for anything in depth, alright? So first thing you want to do is you want to grab one of these EQs. DigiDesign has some in there. I use other ones, but I'm gonna go with what DigiDesign gives, so that way everybody can follow along. Okay, on these EQs, this one right here is actually a 3 to 4 band EQ. On these EQs, on the left side here, they have these channels. They're called high pass and low pass filters, HPF and LPF. HPF, it does exactly what it says, high pass, and it filters out. Okay, so it passes all the highs and filters all the lows. Okay, and then low pass filters filter all the highs and passes all the lows. So what that simply means is, if you have in your mix, like if you're recording in a bedroom like myself, you have in the mix ambient noise or anything like that, and it's in the lower frequencies, what you want to do is cut that stuff out, because it's muddying up your mix and it's not going to allow your kick drum and your bass line to really perform and stand out. And you're going to be pumping up the levels, and then you're going to start getting clips and distortions, and you're just going to have a really bad mix. So use a filter. Filters will save your filters will save your entire mix. Okay. High pass filters, low pass filters. If you have something that's just really loud in your mix and you want to cut it down, and they come by different frequencies. How to use them. Right here I have this one set at 194.2 Hertz for my high pass filter, which means right here at 194 is going to filter it by that frequency. It's already filtered out most of the lows. Okay, then up here it starts to it filters out more until it gets right here. So right in between 194 and 7 kilohertz, which is where my high pass filter is, that's where I'm letting my audio really perform at. I'm chopping out whatever was in the recording or in the audio here and here. Okay, so that way it's not in my mix as much. It's still gonna be there unless you really crank it up, and then you get less of it. But I'm not too concerned about it, because some of it is good. It gives a natural feel, and I don't have to use as much reverb, which is another reason why you want to do this. Because if you're gonna put reverb on there, you want to be able to filter all that stuff out, so you can get some really nice reverb in there. Okay, because if you have all that ambient noise in the background and you throw in some reverb, you're gonna have this crazy echo effect. So keep that in mind. Alright, and that's pretty much what you want to do with the filters. Now, compressors. Compressing, everybody has their own feel for it. I like to set my attack really fast. I set it at 1 millisecond, because I like it to come in like right away. Okay, and then I let it release somewhere around 80 to 110 sometimes. Alright, the attack, all that means is how fast it's gonna come in. So as soon as the audio hits this machine, it's automatically the compressor is kicking in. Okay, now you have your release. The release is how long it takes for it to get back to whatever it was originally at. I like to let it hold out. So it'll go, it'll attack, and then it'll let go, and then it'll come back, and it'll let go. Alright, so play around with it. It causes like a pulsating effect. It makes the vocals more interesting. Really good for if you can get it timed right for punchlines and really crazy hooks and stuff like that. Really effective. Then down here you have your ratio. ratio is for every, right now I have mine set up 2:1. For every 2 decibels that comes in, it's going to chop it down to 1 decibel. So 2:1. Every dB that comes into this this effect plugin, whatever, is just gonna give me back half of that. Now you can chop it up for every 2. I think I said that wrong. Okay, for every 4 that, right now I have it, yeah, I said it right. For every 5 that comes in, it's gonna give me back 1. Every 5 that comes in is gonna give me back 2, so forth and so forth. Okay, so if you want to really crank up, put it like, put the out over. Okay, then you have your threshold. Your threshold is how much of the natural sound are you gonna let go through the compressor. Okay, or another way to think of it is, how are you going, or what level of volume do you want this to come in and compress at? Now this is also a limiter, that's why there's dB on there, because if you have someone that's rapping really loud and just yelling into the mic, you probably want this set pretty high, so that way as soon as they hit that level, it automatically knocks them down and it doesn't clip. Alright, that's something that you want to do. And just remember, the closest to 0 dB is the higher your level. Alright, so on the DigiDesign compressor limiter, -60 is the least amount that you can compress, and the most that you can compress is 0 dB, which is what I call even out. Alright, so I keep this one here at about 26. Okay, so that's just EQ and compressors. Those right there will really help out your mix. That will make it sound a little bit more professional, I guess. But like I said, it takes hours to get a good mix, because you have to listen to everything. Spend more time listening than actually messing with stuff. Alright, put something in there and then listen to the entire verse, maybe one time, or halfway through, and then stop it and then listen to it again halfway through, and then make a minor adjustment and then keep going. Alright, one of the ways that people really like to mess up their mixes is they rush through them. Don't rush through your mixes. Take time, take days if you have to. If it's something that is just not sounding right, save it, close it, and come back to it. Don't sit there and say, no, I have to get this done. Don't rush yourself through it. Oh, and one last thing, which is a really big issue: never ever, right here I have my master fader. Okay, this is my master fader. It's set to 0. Never ever pump something up past your master fader. Okay, because when you do that, it's gonna cause this really crazy it's a really annoying sound. So don't do that. If your master fader is set to 0, leave everything a little bit below 0. Alright, because you take away your master fader's authority if you pass it with a channel. Alright, that's why it's called the master fader. The master fader controls all the levels. So if you want something a little bit louder in the mix, pump it up, but don't pump up your mixes too much, because you can make things a little bit louder when you master. Alright, and I'll go over that. I have T-Rax, I use that, I love it. Alright, so if you guys have any comments, if you know more than I do, please put it in there. But other than that, rate, comment, and subscribe, and I'm gone.